Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Key coming at y'all boys with a brand new video. And today, we're going to do day 169 and day 70 of the YSL Rico trial. Narrated by Cuff Boys Cam. The verdict is in. The verdict is in. And, man, 170 days later, the longest trial in Georgia history. Whew. But with that being said, I ain't gonna spoil too much. Let's go ahead and get into it.
If the state doesn't want to agree with that, then I think the appropriate answer is there is no conversation between Mr. Stillwell and Mr. Garlington.
Can we just play the call?
You can play the call, but it is entirely misleading to let them think, okay, here's your requested
This
conversation.
is the most impartial judge I feel like I've ever seen.
What is Miss Love yapping about? It's misleading. What is she? Yeah, I hate Miss Love so much, dude.
By the way,
Damn.
the evidence that is before you
Don't
does
come
not
to
show it
Atlanta
to be a
then.
conversation between Stillwell and
She gonna lock
Garlington.
your
It
ass
shows it to be
straight
a
up.
conversation between DeMarco Boyer and Garlington.
Why are you shaking your head, Miss Love? Big ass head. They
Ah,
think
shit,
one
what
of
did I
the
just
jurors
do?
asked to approach.
There's no actual reverse button.
Oh, what did I
Wasn't
just
Shannon on the
do?
call? Are we our footage of the Shamel?
Bro, that's my bad,
Stillwell
bro.
and Garlington. It shows it to be a conversation between DeMarco Boyer
I was trying to
and
make sure the brightness is up.
Why are you shaking your head, Miss Love? Big ass head. Day 169 of the YSL Rico trial was intense. The jury asked to see the car
Nice
footage of the
Charlotte's
Shamel
over
Drinks
it.
murder. Then they asked for a specific phone call with Shannon and Lil D, but it turns out it wasn't Shannon on the call. Miss Love also tries to mislead the jury and
See,
not tell them the
look!
truth about this situation. It's insane. She's such a scumbag. She didn't want the judge to clarify that it wasn't Shannon on the call. Are we trying to mislead the jury to convict? What are we doing here? It's absolutely ridiculous. Hit
But
subscribe.
the thing about it is, this happens a lot in courtrooms. There's courtrooms all over America where this is happening. People are led to believe one thing so they get a conviction versus the truth is over here. That's why a lot of things get turned over on appeal too.
Here we go, boys. So the camera suddenly turned on. Looks like there's either a verdict or a question here, boys.
Good morning, everybody. We have a couple of, well, they're not really juror questions, but juror requests to view some of the evidence. So they want to hear, I guess, the music and lyrics to, I have a hard time reading.
Oh boy. Yeah, God, he has some staples in his head right here. That's just
He got
insane
stabbed
that
on the
that
top
really
of his
happened to him.
head.
It's juror's handwriting, but I think it says literal walk and BS, which they think are exhibits 227 V, Victor, Victor, Bravo, and then
So they want to hear Lizard Walk and BS songs again. I think that's mainly just Shannon songs, right?
FedEx video zoomed in, if possible, during the shooting, and they want to see cars 1 through 4. So that portion of the video.
Jesus, so it looks like last week before Thanksgiving was pertaining to Yak Gotti. Now they're on to Shannon.
FedEx video played reversed after Stillwell runs the red light, and then the gas station footage after the Focus leaves the gas station, they say 30 seconds after. I don't know if that means up until 30 seconds after. But anyway, those are their 4 requests. So
Footage reversed.
What?
The hell does that mean? So I'm trying to think, why would they want to see the footage of the Shamel Drinks murder in reverse? I'm drawing blanks. It might be an obvious one, but someone comment down below.
I believe it's your fourth request, which is the when the cars are leaving the gas station. I'm assuming they want to see the cameras at the pumps, but there are different cameras. There's one from the liquor store, so maybe if we can.
I mean, I would think that it's the one that keeps getting shown, and if it's a different one, they can tell us. But that's the one I would queue up.
If we could just get some clarification about exactly how far before they want to see.
Well, it says footage after the Focus is underlined, leaves the gas station, in parentheses 30 seconds after. I think that's pretty specific.
That just, okay.
All right, sounds like they have the evidence ready, or the state does. They're going to play it for him at least. All right, jury's coming in. That's a big one from Shannon right there. Wow, bro's tired. What is he smiling at? What did he just say?
Thank you.
He's counting. I think he was just counting the jurors.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all had a pleasant
But you wanna know
Thanksgiving
what's
break.
so
First things first, I know y'all have sent out a note requesting to review certain of the evidence. We're just going to take it in order. So y'all would like the music/lyrics to Lizard Walk.
Lyrics in a trial. I wonder what Shannon thinking. Like, his lyrics from a song he made in the studio could decide his fate, or at least push.
But I
people
don't
to-
know. How do y'all think about that? Now, obviously, if somebody's like overly just talking too crazy in their songs and they use their lyrics against them, is that a bad thing? I don't know. But for the most part, if it's not saying, oh yeah, I shot this nigga at this time on this day, Like, how are you really gonna use that? It can be talking about anything.
Deciding keeping him in prison for the rest of his life. Remember, if they're found guilty, they have to serve the maximum sentence. So I can't play the song, but they're playing it right now. He said something about letting it rain at the top of the drop, at the top of a car. That's one of the lyrics the state pointed out a lot. Let me see if there's any more. They're playing the second song now.
But the
First of
car
all,
didn't have a
80%
sunroof,
of the
did
lyrics
it?
in the song is about having guns and shooting people. So it's just a terrible look, bro, for a jury to hear all this.
All right, the next thing is the FedEx video zoomed in during the shooting, cars 1 through 4.
60% of you aren't subscribed.
Sharp
Come on,
looks
hit the subscribe bell. There's
goddamn
Shamel.
boy, he looks
There's
nervous.
Shannon. There's Quay. So apparently right now the state says he's shooting him at some point right now in the next 20 seconds. I think it's like right now they say when the cars are going, and then this other car pulls up behind them. Quay's trying to go. Quay's already going. Shannon's about to pull off and run the red light. Here's the fourth car. The car's moving.
But if you're
The
turning,
victim's
hold
car's
on.
moving on the left.
This is another thing that was like confusing me about this. And I know that if you're turning, it's a red light. But if you're turning, you don't have to wait on the red light. You just have to yield for traffic. You're not turning into ongoing traffic. You're like, what?
No.
Unless the light is saying that they can't
Fourth
turn.
car is there.
I don't know.
Brake lights. U-turn car went.
Yeah, I think the car behind them was the one who killed him. I don't think they did it.
All right, now he's right next to the victim's car. Watch, brake lights are going on and off.
Because I would be so, like, if they had whoever was in this car right here, if they had whoever this was get on the stand and say that, no, they shot before I got there, I was checking on him, make sure he was straight, that would have been case closed. Either Quay did it or you did it, A or B. But the fact that they didn't follow up or ask and get that person's information, it was just fishy. It was just like, y'all want to place this
Look at
murder
that.
on them.
What was that? Why
they
did
did
the
it.
victim's car move that much with the fourth car?
All right, the next you wanted the video from the FedEx played reversed after Stillwell runs the red light. And do y'all want that zoomed in or just normal? Hang on, let me get the answer. Normal. Normal. What's the question? I mean, do y'all want to approach for a second? Okay.
Like, what was the purpose of that?
I think one of the jurors asked to approach.
There's no actual reverse button, so they're just going to do the best they can, dragging it in reverse slowly.
No one could have threw this shit in Premiere and reversed it. I could do that in literally 20 seconds, bro.
I'm ready for the fourth video. We could go to the fourth one if.
I'm pulling up now. I'm trying to figure out this. Go on.
State's not ready to do this for some reason. Why are they not ready?
to do
They've had like
shit.
15, 20 minutes to figure this out.
Maybe we should try to
Okay, well, work on it. All right. So we're going to move on to the last request, which was gas station footage after the focus leaves the gas station, and y'all have 30 seconds after. So do you mean from the time the focus leaves 30 seconds, or do you mean starting at 30 seconds after the focus leaves?
So why would they want to see this? Maybe they're looking into other cars on the footage because it's pretty self-explanatory. Shamel pulls out of the gas pumps. Shannon follows, then Quay follows. Oh, so this is Quay. So Shamel and Shannon already left. This is Quay's car following. Wait, are they requesting? They are requesting this to look at other cars. Is there other white cars in this footage? That's the only reason why they would want this footage after.
Oh shit, there's a car right there. At the top. Just pull it out. White and silver
Maybe
kind of
that
look the
car?
same.
Oh,
and
there's
it's
a white
oh,
car.
ho, ho. Yeah, that's what I said.
And we're now at 2 minutes and 50 seconds. That's the video. I think that's.
Keep going, or y'all good?
It's a bunch
There's
of
another
cars.
silver car, kinda.
That's backwards. It's a little fast. You want to try this for a little?
You can try it.
What is going on? How is it this hard to reverse
Why do they
footage?
want it in reverse?
Okay, that's fine.
Kokomo coming to the rescue, apparently.
Yeah, this shit's stuck. So I don't know why they asked for this. This shit's kind of dumb.
All right. I'll have y'all return to the jury room to continue your deliberations. Thank you.
And now 4 hours later, they had another question.
All right, good afternoon. The jury would like to
So they just
review,
sit in the
a couple
courtroom
more
waiting
pieces
during
of evidence.
deliberations. They just
So-
waiting.
Hey, Mac's looking a little uncomfortable. I think he needs to buy some clothes from publicrec.com/
No fuck you don't.
publicrec.com/cough boys. Go get it, boys. 20% off. Appreciate you guys.
Whomever from the state. It's state's exhibits for the most part, I think. State's exhibit, they believe it's 227 VVA2, described as the wiretap for Garlington with Stillwell. They would like that played one time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then the jail call from a personal cell phone, Stillwell using the word rats. Please play that 2 times.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then the third item is a Stillwell and Garlington conversation where they said, we're not sure what they said, but either going to the city or going to sea is what they wrote down. And
What? The going to the city part wasn't Shannon on the other side, was it? Garlington's phone was tapped. He was talking to someone else, I thought.
and then they would also, if it's in evidence, like to know what time that happened.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right? And so what is the answer to that? What do we have?
Uh-oh. Max. Look at Max's face. You know, you got that look in his eye.
Your Honor,
Yes.
before we get to the time, that was not a Stillwell and Garlington conversation.
Okay.
That was a conversation with Garlington and an unknown person. I can say it's not Shannon Stillwell.
All right.
Would you look at that? The state showed this phone call, and now one
Yeah,
of the
they didn't have no
jurors or
proof.
whoever-
They didn't
I
have
guess
no
it's one of the
proof
jurors
because
just
they how do I want to say it? They basically halfway did the job. They knew that it was Lil D on the phone, but they didn't do their homework and see who was the owner of the other phone number that was on the phone call. So they can't basically say that it's him because they don't know for 100% fact that it is him.
confused. The state achieved
Yeah,
what they
so-
wanted. Through so much
Damn,
evidence
that's
with them, one of them got confused and thought it was
crazy.
Shannon. Or
Them
some
little
of them
weasels.
actually think it's Shannon. Isn't that f***ing crazy?
Oh, no, he was not incarcerated at the time. It happened on 314. He was not incarcerated, but that is not Stillwell talking, Mr. Stillwell talking to
All
Garlington.
right. And the state never asserted that it was.
No. No, in fact,
All right. I'd like the state to answer that one.
And I'm sorry, I'm just walking in. To answer the court's question, we never asserted that it was Mr. Stillwell that was speaking.
Bet you confused them now.
and I
And
believe
y'all agree that it's an unknown person?
No, we believe that it is Garlington. So,
Right. Garlington's one of the speakers, as to the other speaker.
I believe that
The other member of the conversation.
Talks to Boyer, DeMarco
Right.
Boyer.
DeMarco Boyer, everyone agrees. Okay. I'll just,
Your Honor, I don't know that it would be proper to comment on who it
that's
is.
not a
at this-
comment if it is in evidence and all sides agreed. I mean, is it in evidence that it was DeMarco Boyer?
Investigator
I believe
Viverito.
Investigator Rito testified that he was speaking with DeMarco Boyer.
Okay. So I'll just say that the evidence.
But you gotta think about it, bro. Y'all did all this. And y'all fucking up. Ooh.
Or the testimony.
The only evidence is that.
Your Honor, I'm just getting clear what the question was.
Yeah, so, I mean, what they wrote down is Stillwell and Garlington conversation where they said going to the city or going to sea. I would think it would be appropriate to say, okay, we'll play that, but FYI, what is in evidence is that that conversation was between Garlington and Boyer.
Okay. Court does one more.
Sure. And
There-
again,
there- what
obviously,
is
if
it?
that's
What's the
only
problem?
Information and evidence
It's
is that. but
like,
there's
bro,
no
that's
conflict,
so
a different thing, but-
crazy to
If the state doesn't want to
me.
agree with that, then I think the appropriate answer is there is no conversation between Mr. Stillwell and Mr. Garlington referring to going to the scene or a city.
Or can we just play the call?
You can play the call, but it is incorrect. I mean, it's entirely misleading to let them think, okay, here's your requested conversation between Stillwell and
there she goes
Garlington, and not
shaking her
say,
head.
What is Miss Love yapping about? It's misleading. What is she I hate Miss Love so much, dude.
But
Oh my God, I
that's
despise-
so crazy, bro. As a prosecutor, as anybody, it should have been a okay. That's not him speaking. Y'all made him think them, because it's 12 of them, that it's two people on the phone talking about this, that, and the third when it's not them. You're bringing in evidence or trying to make the evidence point to somebody else, and it's not even them talking.
They're really trying to not give them
What the
context
fuck?
and just show them the call. That's so misleading. I'm triggered right now. I hate Miss Love. Look at her yapping.
Damn.
Incorrect. I mean, it's entirely misleading to let them think.
I think
okay,
she knows
you
that they're gonna get a
requested
not
conversation
guilty.
between Stillwell and Garland.
Look at her big ass head yapping, dude.
And not say, by the way, the evidence that is before you does not show it to be a conversation between Stillwell and Garlington. It shows it to be a conversation between DeMarco Boyer and Garlington. So if you're not okay with that, then I will do the answer that.
No, Your Honor, we prefer that you just clarify that it's a conversation between Boyer and Garlington.
Okay.
What is that gonna help?
Why are
They're
you
not
shaking
even.
your
They're
head,
gonna
Miss
be
Love?
like,
big ass head.
we don't even
those
need to listen
staples
to this
are
shit.
Gnarly, man. Fuck. I don't think that's the stab wound. At least I think that's maybe just like maybe he got elbowed or punched up there.
In the beginning of that call, that the police were making assumptions.
either way, he got split
And
open.
just saw them at the video.
All right.
On the video.
I'll just say there too, and then do you want to hear them both? How about that?
One distinction maybe.
Or what's the topic?
One is prior to Mr. Drink's death, and one is after Mr. Drink's death.
Okay.
Be able to
All right.
help them.
This call is the one where there's a brief reference where Shannon Stillwell says, do what I did and don't say anything to the police, talking about invoking your lawyer. So, as Ms. Hilton just said, I created a Dropbox that I sent to Mr. Sharp with the redacted ones. I personally redacted it.
Right.
So I'm 99.99% sure because I went to that same Dropbox, but just out of
Right, so
extreme
you-
caution, I'm re-listening to make sure that that specific part is removed.
Okay.
And then for the jail call as well, there was a redaction, so Mr. Abati's listening to the jail call to confirm that this is that redacted one, so we don't have any issues.
Your Honor,
Yes.
maybe you've already explained this to
But
us.
y'all
and
should
I just
have
am
y'all
not
shit
tracking. When the jury
together.
comes out regarding their first request, my proposal, my suggestion is we inform them that the exhibit number they gave doesn't track to what they're describing, and we inquire from I guess the foreperson in a non-leading way to describe the call, either by date or by topic. I don't want to play all three calls. Because they didn't request us to play all three calls.
How about if I say that the exhibit number that they requested isn't what they described, that is a phone conversation between Mr. Huey and Mr. Williams, and that the wiretapped conversations between Mr. Garlington and Mr. Stillwell are 437 VV. There were 3 of them. Could they tell us the topic or the general topic?
All right, jury's in the room.
What the
So the
fuck
first
that
thing you
means?
requested is what you wrote was State's Exhibit 227 VVA2, which you described as a wiretap for Garlington with Stillwell. There is no 227 VVA2. There is a 227 VV2A. However, that is text between Mr. Huey and Mr. Williams. Based on the description, I would surmise is not what you want. Am I correct about that? All right. There is wiretap conversations between Mr. Garlington and Mr. Stillwell. They are all marked 437 VV, and there were 3 of them presented. Could you all give me a little bit of an idea of kind of the general topic? And then we could narrow it down to the one you actually want.
So it was actually a conversation that something was not found in the car. It was a wiretap.
Something was not found in the car, is that what you said?
Correct. Yes.
All right. I think we know what you mean. All right, so that is going to be,
So they're interested in a call where something was not found in the car. So I'm gonna be honest, boys. It kind of seems like this. It's bad to predict what they're thinking here, but it seems like they're really looking for something. This is a very big case with a lot of evidence, so I understand. I mean, we're only 14 hours into.
But it's all about
deliberations.
Shannon, though. It has nothing to do with Yak at this point. So they probably already got the decision.
Cause I don't know why the he can get that car.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm telling folks. I'm like, shit, what the hell they locked up for? Like, they're saying, but I'm like, bro,
They own Miles. I don't know why he got the fuck out of the car, because that's the reason why they got Miles charged with murder, was because he walked in the gas station with them.
Yeah, I'm like, this ain't nothing, bro. Like, they just doing that
He
cause
walking the
they
gas
saying
station
they
with
got that
them.
gas. It's like that shit. You see what I'm saying?
yeah. Hell yeah, man. That's what I'm telling. I keep telling my time, I'm like, listen, bro. Just like you, like, bro, I'm telling folks in cat, listen, bro, no. Just tell them you want to talk, bro. Like,
Not one word.
Yeah.
Calm down. But what they try to portray, what they say, man, don't say shit.
hell yeah.
Don't say shit, not one word.
I already know, like, when they got down, go to wiping out, doing them got down, them, you know, like gunpowder, forensics, all that shit up.
Yeah.
You don't come back clean. You see what I'm saying? So I ain't tripping on that.
Uh-huh.
I already know when they wipe down for gunpowder, it's gonna come back clean. I ain't tripping for nothing. So you can take that as, he didn't say he cleaned it. He's just saying it's gonna come back clean, like they're innocent, they didn't do it, or they did something. So the jury's gotta decide.
Y'all know just what me said. D said, what's your number?
Fuck you, bro. Fuck nigga, bro. Oh, just like that, bro. Straight up, bro. I didn't say friend shit. Fuck you, fuck. So all these niggas, fuck all y'all red ass niggas, man.
Hey, the baby D on the phone. He said, what happened to the SB in court because they just need more from charge. They didn't even take on the court.
You know what's going on. Push ass nigga.
Shit like that.
This is just a call about Shannon just mad about ratting on him or something.
Fuck nigga rat. They just went. I had my in court and they just let everything got to that nigga rat him and who they know what to do.
Woody and Lil D rats, I think he said.
I'll keep going with Fulton. I don't know what's going on. Beat you in love with a rat hole. That shit they bring up, that shit was that weak as fuck, bro. I'm something like, you know, ass up.
All right, and then the third thing you all describe as Stillwell and Garlington conversation where they said, quote, going to the city or, quote, going to see. The conversation that you describe was admitted as a call between Garlington and DeMarco Boyer, not Garlington and Stillwell. Do y'all?
Wow, I can't believe someone's that confused. I understand it though,
bro, this
but I just because they threw so much evidence
bro.
at them.
Just imagine this, bro. Imagine if that call was the thing for them to say you're guilty, but it's a call between two totally different people. And when the jury says you're guilty of something, they don't necessarily have to give a reason as to why. It's just what they think the evidence presented. So they don't have to say, because of this specific phone call, I think you're guilty. Which that could have been grounds for an appeal right there. Like, ooh.
Anyone in the courtroom?
Still want to hear it?
No.
No. Okay. All right, that was it. Oh, no. You also wanted to know what time that happened. Do you still want to know what time that happened?
No.
No. Okay. Thank you.
All right, that's it for day
Yeah,
one.
man. Okay, so that's day 169. I'm finna go ahead and load up day 170 when we got the verdicts, man. Let's check it out. I'm excited, man.
Here's a close-up of Miss Hilton. Such an L. Take that L, Miss Hilton. Yak Gotti has been found not guilty on all charges. Shannon Stillwell was found guilty on one count, possession of a firearm, and not guilty on all the other charges.
He got him!
Just beat the
Bro!
case, baby.
Bro! You gotta think about it, though. Think about it. Stop. Everybody just stop. Think about this, right? Okay, we excited. Shannon had 2 murders. Yak had 1 murder. They off, right? But just think about everybody who took a plea deal pleading out to street game terrorism or RICO, whatever they pleaded out to, they would have been clear. These niggas just beat 2 bodies. Y'all would have been clear. But a lot of y'all took plea deals just trying to hurry up and get out the situation. And that's why they say stay down. We know for a fact that Gunner would have been found not guilty. At this point, if the shooters are not guilty for the murder, how could Young Thug be guilty of it? So Young Thug would have got off too. It's tricky.
All right. Besides Shannon, he got time served. You're going to see everything. It's my raw reaction. I didn't anticipate this to happen. I'm still going to be making videos. I'm not going anywhere. Join the channel membership below too if you want a bonus weekly video on the $8 tier. All right. If you do the $8 tier, I'm going to have a bonus weekly video for you guys. Here we go,
like
boys.
Twitch
It's an amazing
emojis.
moment.
That
Let's
shit
go.
hard.
All right, camera just turned on. Probably have a jury question or a verdict. They're probably close, though, considering they were analyzing Yak Gotti last week, and now they're already on to Shannon. So they're probably close, man. It could happen today.
All right. Good morning, everybody. We have a verdict.
Because literally, all it takes literally is one person, even though he just told us, but all it takes is one person to say not guilty. That's all it takes. Because if you have 11 people that say guilty and one person says not guilty, that's a hung jury. They have to all say guilty in order for them to be guilty.
No fucking way. No way. Shit.
We have 2 verdicts. And I do not want there to be any kind of disruption or disturbance in court, regardless of what this verdict is.
I for sure thought it was a question. Okay.
So can we get the jury out, please?
Holy shit, my heart rate just spiked, bro. My heart rate spiked. Here we go, boys. Bro, you know Shannon and Yak's heart rates are spiking right now. Look at Doug, bro. Doug's freaking out. Look at Doug.
You got to think about it. These niggas life on the line.
He just checked on him. He said, you okay? Holy shit. I'm not live anymore. I gotta hide the chat. I keep pausing. If they're guilty on all charges, they go to jail for life. So this is insane.
Ladies and gentlemen, I understand that you all have reached a verdict.
They had a lot of
Mr.
charges,
Fulton,
though.
Is that correct? All right. And was it unanimous? Yes. All right. And this verdict has been filled in and signed and dated
They said
by
one
you,
of them was
correct?
guilty.
Oh, for each defendant. All right. I noticed that Mr. Kendrick's verdict form is dated December 2nd. Is that because that's
It's got to be not guilty, right?
the verdict with regard to him? Okay. And then Mr. Stillwell's is dated today. Okay. All right, Mr. Kendrick, you have been found not guilty on all charges. Mr. Stillwell.
Holy shit. No fucking way. Yeah,
Bro, I would have been elated,
baby.
bro.
Let's go. Holy shit.
First thing you do is pray to God, bro. That's amazing,
way,
bro.
Dude. I'm so hyped right now.
You have been found not guilty on all charges. Mr. Stillwell, can you please stand? You have been found guilty on count 64, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and not guilty on every other charge.
Let's go, Shannon. Look at this hug. Wow.
Dude in the back look like he want to
my
hug
God.
too.
So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are officially released from further service, and I cannot express
He look like he
the
finna
degree
cry.
of thanks that.
Look at
Fulton
Sharp.
County
Sharp
owes you
felt
for
that
your
one, boy.
service,
These folk going
to the
home,
end of
man.
this trial.
They're going home.
These
for
folk going
sure, right?
home,
Well, I don't know about
man.
Shannon, bro, look at the relief on their faces.
You
This
have
is
paid
incredible.
close-
This is absolutely incredible. Holy shit, dude.
I ain't gonna lie,
okay,
Doug looks
I know like everybody's
surprised.
saying this, but I think Doug could have gotten not guilty on everything and not had the probation. But that's hindsight, right? We can't dwell on that.
Yo,
entire
that's
time,
crazy.
and I appreciate your devotion, as I'm sure do the parties in this case. You are welcome to stay for the sentencing, or you can return to the jury room. I would like to speak with you in just a moment in the jury room.
I ain't
if
gonna
you
lie.
all do
The
want to,
tape,
stay.
look, I can't tell these folk what to do. I can't tell them what to do. But the tape, these two, they need a tape called Acquitted, goddamn, not guilty, something. They got to come together on this one. You feel me? Because Yak, if I'm not mistaken, he should still be signed to YSL. You feel me? And Shannon, I don't think he's signed, but they can't stop them from doing anything together because they didn't plead out.
You're welcome to stay. Is there any objection to the form or the legality of this verdict?
Look at the relief on Yak's face, bro. Shannon hugged Max. That was, dude, I almost got emotional there. Kokomo was crying too. This is insane, dude. Holy fuck.
You
this
gotta think
happened so
about it, bro.
quick.
That's somebody's life in these four hands, bro.
Any from the defense? All right.
Let's get a zoom in shot of Miss Love, please. Zoom in on Miss Love's face.
I wish
right
they
now,
would,
please.
bro.
Come on.
Any reason that we can't go ahead and sentence? You may.
They should sentence him, right? Why not? It's possession of firearm, right? I need a zoom in on Miss Hilton and Love's face, dude.
I'm not gonna
immediately.
cap, though.
I'm so happy I closed the chat.
You gotta think about how this judge came into this mess. Damn near got put off the case before she even got on the case because she took money from Brian Steele to run for chief judge. But Brian Steele, being the genius that he is, he only donates right under the amount that would stop the judge from being able to preside over a case that you do. So, for example, he donated $2,000. If he was to donate $2,001, she can't be on the case. Look at this shit, bro.
I didn't get fucking spoiled.
I love
Here
this
we go. Here's
judge.
a close-up.
She should win over
Here's a
Glanville.
close-up of Miss
Glanville's been
Hilton.
running for Chief Supreme Justice or whatever. He's been running unopposed for a long time. That's the only reason he is what he is. Nobody was running against him. But I think she decided to run like later on in the time. She can win. Just based off of how he got kicked off
Such
the
an
case.
L.
She
Take
handled
that
it.
L, Miss Hilton. Take that fucking L. Holy shit. Look at her face. Her lips quivering.
All right, so are we going to go ahead with sentencing? Is the state, I know the state had filed a recidivist notice.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do y'all intend to stand on that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So
what?
the recidivist is A and C recidivist. That means that I have no discretion but to sentence to the maximum on that count. And the sentence possibility is 5 to 10. I must sentence to 10 years. However, I can probate any part of that sentence at my discretion. And so the court sentence on count 64 for Mr. Stillwell is going to be 10 years to serve 2 with credit for time served, the balance served on probation.
Bro! She just said for the state! Yo! Bro, the craziest part, right? And this is what I want y'all to pay attention to, bro. Even with the loss y'all just took, y'all are just so in y'all ways. Y'all just so, I don't even know the word. Y'all still like, man, look, I got the murder, but we got one out of however many charges he had. and we want the maximum. Judge, man, fuck y'all. Look, like, bro, the judge literally just said, fuck these folks. That's
on count 64 for
crazy.
Mr. Stillwell is going to be 10 years to serve 2, with credit for time served, the balance served on probation. All right, I am going to recess.
Look at the relief. Look at the relief everywhere. This is incredible. This is history. Holy shit. They just beat this shit. L for Fulton County. Fuck Fulton County District Attorney's Office, bro. Holy shit. Holy shit.
I'm going to recess for a moment, and we will reconvene on the status conference in a few minutes.
They're going to be mad as hell.
Time
They're
served,
mad as
8 years
fuck.
probation, dude.
God.
That is such a W for Shannon. There was a status hearing for the other severed co-defendants in the YSL trial. Remember, there's more people in YSL that are charged with RICO and everything that were severed. Apparently, the judge freaked out on them earlier. I think it's on camera, actually. I missed it, though. Let me see. Like, there's a status hearing for their trial coming up at some point, I guess.
Good morning. Our court reporter is still getting set up, so I'm just going to get myself on Zoom and things like that, and we'll start after she's ready.
I don't know which YSL member that is.
There's no Rule 22 for this, and this needs to not be televised because we don't have everybody dressed out.
Oh.
Did you already submit that? Is that live stream?
They just told me to come film it.
They told you what?
They told me to come film it, but I'll put it out.
Who told you that? Okay, well, it's not up to them, and really none of that should have happened. I thought that was clear with the deputies yesterday because not everybody is dressed out.
Not everyone's dressed out. So she's worried about a potential juror seeing them in their jail clothes or whatever. Updates from inside the hearing that we just missed. Jimmy Winfrey might be interested in a plea deal. Okay. Love is a status update on Justin Cobb, but didn't want to make it public, so they had a sidebar with Cobb's attorney. Judge took a recess to deal with another matter. Apparently, they submitted the Rule 22 or whatever to get the camera in that status hearing today, but then the judge never signed it, and they submitted it 8 days ago. So it seems like the judge did that on purpose, to be honest. How you ignore that for 8 days, bro? Like, what the hell? Holy shit, Shannon and Yak.
So, I mean, who the fuck cares about
are free men today. What an absolute W. I'm mind blown.
They're free men, but just because you're acquitted doesn't mean
it's
you
been a
walk
hell
out
of a ride,
same
boys.
day.
I really appreciate every single one of you. I'm not done making videos. All y'all freaking out. Like, what am I going to do? You can show.
Shit, man. But look, real talk, though. This is one thing that I want to sit right here and I want to really exclaim to get people to really understand if you made it this far into the video. So many times we hear and we have the saying of, oh, you know what I'm saying, the other races, this, that, and the third, they don't care about us, they do us wrong, this, that, and the third. When this case basically started, a lot of the other DAs on the prosecution side, they weren't even there. It was really just Miss Love and Miss Hilton, right? And even Judge Earl Glanville, if he was still there, I feel like they would have been convicted. Everybody. Just based on how much grace he was giving to the state throughout all their mishaps, throughout all their mistakes, and how many times he would overrule something that should have been sustained, and then he had to get removed off the case. He was playing against them the whole time, personally, I feel like. For whatever reason. Maybe he thought that if he got a guilty verdict, it would get him reelected as chief judge or whatever. I don't know. But, I don't know. I just feel like I'm just disappointed in us as a people. That this case went on how it went on. And that doesn't even say about the things that's going on with the DA, Fonnie Willis, and everything that she's doing. How she just went on trial with Nathan Wade about the Trump thing, got him kicked off the case, and said that they weren't dealing with each other anymore. And then you're caught in 4K footage with this man pulling up after your daughter goes to jail for driving on suspended license. You know, and there's a saying, he who lives in a glass house shouldn't throw rocks. And I'll be surprised with all the misappropriated funds and things that people are talking about if Fonnie Willis or whoever doesn't end up in jail or end up in some legal hot water. I doubt that she's reelected. And with this mistake or this failure, they don't have, like, well, she doesn't have the leverage to mess up on the Trump case. And if I'm not mistaken, I seen something on Twitter. I think Trump was convicted, but I'm not 1,000% sure if that was real or not. Let me see. Hush money conviction. Yeah, so Trump was convicted in New York, but not in Atlanta. So that doesn't matter to us. But Fonnie Willis, you know, she's going to have to take that L. You know, I think that she was doing this to get her name buzzing in the law world, the legal world, that she's somebody serious, she's somebody not to play with, somebody not to mess with. And it didn't work. It didn't work. Even with the RX shit, the drug rich Rico, that was more so Gwinnett County. That has nothing to do with Fulton County. She doesn't get any props for that case going how it going. And then everybody pled out. All the murders and this, that, and the third, people getting aggravated assaults and this, that, like they're not going down for life like you think they would or should for bodies. They're admitting, like not admitting it, but they're pleading out to. It's just crazy, bro. But at the end of the day, bro, we're doing this to our own people, bro. The feds looked at this case and said, we're not picking this up. You went along with it and did what you did anyways, just trying to be somebody. It is what it is, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Get in the comment box. Tell me how you felt about this video. Do you think that Fonnie Willis was right or was doing it in pure faith to try to get this case convicted, to get these people convicted? Or do you think that she was doing it just to build up herself and build a name for herself? Y'all let me know in the comment section below. But with that being said, it's your boy Key checking in, checking out. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We gone.